I got the latest report here is from 22nd of September 2015. They have killed they've killed 2,257 dogs from Perlis, Kedah and Penang. Kedah is the worst place. They've killed 1,618 dogs there. This is as of 22nd September, but as of 28th September, we know Penang killed 885. We have had many reports from people telling us that the dogs have been mistreated, for example, dragged by a noose, so the noose suffocates the dog. We've also had reports of them stepping on the head of the dog and kicking the dogs. But so far we don't have evidence in the form of photos and videos. These are just eyewitness accounts from very distraught members of the public who've had to witness this. Some of them have, are crying because it's very traumatic to see not only that the dogs are being killed, but that they are being treated this way. However, as of today, no photos or videos yet, except one photo of a black dog with a noose around its neck very tightly, but yeah, that's all. Right now, we are in a very difficult situation. For rabies, basically the transmission of rabies is not dependent on dog population density, which means that even if you reduce the number of dogs, it doesn't slow down the rate of transmission of rabies, because the rate of transmission of rabies does not depend on how many dogs you have. It depends on frequency of contact between the dogs. So this is why when you start to disturb the dog populations, you kill some of them and then they move, you actually promote movement, and which promotes contact, and this promotes transmission of rabies. So even us, the NGOs, we can't go out and start saving all the stray dogs and putting them in shelters, because this also promotes the contact rate and also promotes the transmission of rabies. So the best thing we can do now is to get WVS in as soon as possible. We need to try and vaccinate all the dogs that we can get, and whatever dogs that we vaccinate must be left back on the streets, because these dogs are your best bet to fighting rabies. Once you have a population of dogs on the streets, 70% of them vaccinated and immune to rabies, then rabies doesn't spread, and it's a barrier between the rabid dogs and humans. If you surround yourself with an army of dogs who are vaccinated and immune, then this is your protection against rabies. We hope that the government can treat this as an emergency situation to get WVS in as soon as possible, so that we can start the mass vaccination program as soon as possible. I'd also like to add that in the meantime, what we are also doing is we are offering vaccination for all our volunteers and shelter workers and feeders, those who work with dogs day in and day out. We are also conducting public education programs to teach people how to handle dogs. What is the right way to handle dogs to minimize dog bites? In fact, WVS has told us that based on their experience working all over the world on Mission Rabies, when you educate the people, especially children, on how to handle dogs and all that, the dog bite incidences reduce a lot, and this actually helps a lot towards combating rabies, because the less dog bites you have, the less chances you have of contracting rabies. So the best thing to do is not to disturb the dog populations now, but just do, we're getting the vaccines on October 8th already. Start with the vaccinations. Dear Carlos, sadly that is true. In fact, when our Chief Minister made the announcement on September 17th to declare Penang a rabies outbreak area, they did say that you guys in Hong Kong have been so amazing. We are so proud, we're so happy, we're so amazed, and we really respect what you've done. We know how busy life in Hong Kong can get, and you even took time out of your busy lives to voice out for the voiceless in Malaysia. So thank you so much. All these 2,000 over dogs that have died in vain, they are there watching you right now and licking your hands and saying thank you for all this public awareness that you're generating. Please keep on doing what you're doing. It's good to make the public aware that there are better ways to deal with rabies, more effective ways, more cost-effective measures to take that are better to combat rabies instead of this killing, which has been shown not to work. So continue to put pressure where you can. I think what the authorities need now is public support for vaccinations, because killing is the intuitive solution. It's whereas vaccinating is counterintuitive. So most people in the public naturally jump to the conclusion that killing is the best solution. So we need to go out there. We need to, educate as many people as we can, so that together we can give our support to the authorities to make the right decision for us, for all of us. So thank you, Hong Kong. Thank you so much.